10 pitches.
There's a lot of good companies.
Yeah.
The easiest way to kind of think about the companies is sort of how big of an idea and how big a market are they really kind of tackling.
And how feasible it is
Right.
that they could actually address those opportunities.
Absolutely.
So I mean, drilling into the ones that just aren't going to make it.
I think that status chart,
Kennedy, obviously,
he's a great guy.
Great guy, great designer.
I don't think this is a product for him to spend his life on. Equala.
I understood that it's a social music product, but I didn't take away anything that said, wow, this is the next big thing in social music.
Yep. I thought that Space Splitter, which those guys have been working on quite a while, it's just not serving a big enough market need. Whereas Doppelhanger, there is a problem that exists.
And I agree.
I'm just not sure that that's the solution for it. Two I wanted to kind of group together, Fundiverse and Instreamia.
Yeah.
They both have what could be a massive, massive kind of market opportunity.
That's proven.
Yep, absolutely. Language learning clearly proven. Large mining kind of projects definitely need funding. I need a lot of it. But I'm not sure that Instreamia is the product that's going to change language learning. There's a lot of competition out there. Likewise, Fundiverse.
It sort of came across as crowdfunding's a big opportunity. He knows this space.
Right.
Let's mash the two together and go make $1 billion. Right. With Silver Living.
So this one was a hard one.
This was a hard one.
Because these guys, they've got their act together, but there's almost a zero repeat customer kind of issue. Right. It's not like I'm going to go around telling everyone that my parents are in assisted living right now. So I think that leaves Seed and Spark, Sweetie, and Admittedly.
Yep.
As the top three. Should we bring them in?
Yeah. How are you?
How are you?
Nice
to see you again.
Absolutely. Nice to see you again.
You all have awful businesses. No, we obviously liked all of you guys. There's a lot of focus in your businesses, just as like a group, and each of you have a tremendous amount of domain experience. Admittedly would be the first one I'd like to chat with. The things that we liked most and didn't like also, right? You've got two kind of key products that one of which you've got a great sense of, and the other one you don't have any background in.
I actually do have domain experience with that. With my first company that was all in-person test prep and admissions counseling, I was actually a private admissions counselor.
You still have two brands.
Right.
That are very distinct from one another.
I think that students, when they're thinking about college admissions, are very confused. And so if you can have things that are really clear, like this is test prep and this is everything but test prep, I think that makes the process a little bit easier for them.
That makes a lot of sense. I want to talk a little bit about Seed and Spark. We really liked the passion that you brought to the discussion. Hands down was really, really impressive.
On the flip side, you know, being able to go up against Kickstarter and Indiegogo, and not just from high-level strategy perspective and positioning, but like more tactical.
We've really leveraged the advantage of our networks because we're all filmmakers. So the first call out was to really speak directly to the filmmakers in their own language, because I think our first two acquisitions that we have to make are a pipeline of filmmakers who've got good projects they want to fund, and then some great finished films, so that our first round of customers have a really great experience right at the beginning.
Cool.
So to wrap up with Sweetie, clearly you guys understand the problem from both ends, both buying and then also being a broker. One of the areas that I think we would have liked to see a little bit more on is the quality and sort of the vetting of the brokers based on the response that you gave us. It didn't really seem like you had like any special process to make sure that like your brokers are going to provide a level of service that doesn't exist today.
One of the biggest differentiators between Sweetie and others, you're getting a call from Sweetie and the customer support representative at Sweetie with a survey making sure that your broker did a good job.
Sure.
And it's really about getting nice people that are passionate about changing real estate and providing great customer service.
We've got to hand out $10,000. Third place, gonna have to say that Jessica, thank you so much. We're really, really impressed.
Thanks.
And we think your business, both products, are gonna do very, very well. We're just gonna jump right to first, just keep it simple. Emily, we thought you were amazing, really inspiring.
Wow,
and,
thank you.
And we really think you deserve.
You were the dark horse.
Yeah.
I was like earlier before, I was like, oh, another crowdsourcing for films.
So we really
pleasantly surprised us. We were
Thank
like
you
super
so
impressed.
much. I really appreciate it. This was really instructive. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's our pleasure.
Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Phil. Thank you.
That was amazing. It feels incredibly gratifying and validating that two such well-respected principals thought that ours was the best idea, or maybe just that mine was the best pitch. But there's something about the pitch that is, of course, like dear to my heart as coming from filmmaking, that's really about telling a compelling story, finding that central thread. Like in a movie, you find the central relationship, and I think they identified it as what is the core feature that's going to distinguish us. And that was a really helpful way to help me kind of articulate this going forward.
What are some tips and advice that you'd give to aspiring entrepreneurs?
Get on Twitter, raise more money than you think you need, practice your pitch a ton, try to get over your own resistance to when it feels like somebody doesn't get your idea, because frankly that's really valuable feedback and information.
So I think one of the things that we saw here is founders have a lot of vision, right? And having big vision is really critical. One of the things that I would have liked to see is, more tactical, on a more tactical level, understanding, okay, in 3 to 5 years, we're gonna be here, but, in the short term, this is really what we have to execute on.
The idea of saying, listen, I know what I need in order to get to this next level, and it's going to be hiring this person or building this product, which I'm not sure how to build yet, but I know I'm going to figure it out, and these are the steps I'm going to take to figure it out.
So critical.
That's really impressive.
So critical.
Yeah.
And then another point that I'd make, just be realistic as to not only your market size, but also the opportunity that you're addressing. If it doesn't come across as genuine and authentic, chances are I'm not going to want to dig in.
Being genuine, authentic, but also direct.
Right.
If I don't have an understanding of what you do right off the bat, I don't really know what I'm supposed to be looking for. It's not as good of a pitch for them either.
Yeah.
So I'm not asking the right questions that make them feel like, I know a bit about their business and can be helpful to them, right? It's about getting helpful advice versus hurtful advice. People that actually know your business.
And have expertise.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's really good advice.